What's going on? Welcome to another live edition of Real Fans, Real Talk. It's gonna be a fun night because we got a special guest in the building, so it's gonna be a very fun night. Um, Whole lot going on in the sports world this week as well. NFL Sunday is going down right now. A couple of big games, couple of big injuries, a couple of quarterbacks went down. And of course, the WNBA Finals Game One went down earlier today. We definitely gonna get to that because I see y'all questions already coming in. But before we do get into all of that, let me introduce my co-host, my brother, the one and only Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games. What's going on?
What's really good, bro? I'm super excited because we have a guest who was in high demand. They were screaming her name for quite some time. So now she joins us today, and like you said, we got a lot to get into. We got football, we got WNBA finals that we definitely got to get into as well.
Yes, yes, yes. We got one of the best hoopers in the city. That's what the streets were saying. That's what the streets were saying. We got one of the
Thank you.
best
Thank
hoopers in the city, one of the best point guards, one of the best guards in the city. Period. Um, very well known internationally known, actually. We got an internationally known basketball player joining us. Good friend of Real Fans, Real Talk. Renee Taylor, how are
you.
you?
How you
Welcome.
guys doing? I'm good. Thank you. And thank you to the people that wanted me here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. They already got questions for you. It's a line of questions already. So they've been waiting for this one.
I can't even see the chat, so I don't have it like pulled up, but yeah, I'm ready.
I bet. So you know what? So let because they first, they want to talk about the WNBA finals real quick. So we're just gonna start with the WNBA finals. We're gonna move some things around today. Game one went down.
Mhm.
Obviously, we kind of all home team, on
For
this side.
sure.
You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying?
For
But
sure.
I'm gonna go to Kyrie's question. No, actually, who's that? Javon Pastor. Let me go to Javon Pastor first. He's the first one in the chat. Game one in WNBA Finals went down. The Aces winning. Just your overall thoughts on the game. LeBron was there. I mean, LeBron is outside, so I can understand that. But Renee, we're gonna let you start it off. Talk to us about game one. And what do you think the Liberty gonna need to do to get back for game two?
I think it was a great game. A couple of off games for some stars that we expected, to come out and perform a little better. I'm not ruling them out. Of course, that's home team, but I also think that the Liberty has a great team. Sloot wasn't on her best. Inesco wasn't on her best. Jones wasn't on her best. Laney wasn't on her best. So, and I mean, I think they held it close until about halftime. The Aces, not taking anything away from them, great team as well. And Jackie Young played really well. I said that this season everybody's in trouble. She done got a jump shot, so it's gonna be difficult. I think they really just gotta lock in, go back home, get in the gym, get some shots up, and then I think they'll be ready for game two.
Yeah, they were up at the half too. So they
Yeah.
started off the game very well.
Mhm.
Third quarter just started getting out of
Yeah,
hand.
they went. Yeah, this was a crazy. It was a crazy run in the third, and then the fourth they just held it,
Yeah.
and New York really couldn't fight back in to get. It was an uphill battle, so.
Well, Renee, you would know better than we would. In these championship moments, you got to match your opponent's intensity, and I don't think
Mhm.
the Liberty really matched the Aces' intensity.
Mhm.
As we talked about, the Liberty had the lead at the half. It was
Mhm.
really a one possession game, I think, with about 3 minutes to go in the third. And when Jones went out, right after they highlighted Jones' seventh double double in the playoffs, when she
Mhm.
went out, it seemed like the Aces raised their intensity. They became very aggressive going to the paint. And the Liberty
Mhm.
never matched that. The Liberty continued to settle for long jump shots. I thought, to me, that was a difference in the game. And you could see it in the free throw disparity. The Aces were the aggressor. They were initiating
Yep.
contact, and the Liberty
Mhm.
seemed to just be settling for long jump shots, and they never really matched the intensity.
Yeah, I don't think Sloot was in attack mode neither. They needed to be more in attack mode. She wasn't looking for her shot, even though a couple didn't fall. I think she should have stayed in attack mode. But like you said, yeah, the intensity went up, and it was just difficult for them to fight back.
I will say this: the Liberty have been very good at bouncing back after a loss. So I think they'll learn a lot from this game. They'll take a lot from this game. I think they'll be able to bounce back. I think game two is going to be a lot closer and look a lot different. They gotta keep
And they
that.
go back home.
Yeah, So
That's the
looking forward
difference
to
too.
that one. Who's that? Stewart. Curry says Aces have two players that are becoming all-time WNBA greats: Asia Wilson and Gray. If they won the title, that's three titles for Gray, two for Wilson. Yeah, I mean, I, yeah, I would agree with
Can't
that.
can't deny them. Can't deny them. Great players, great leaders. What you call it? Chelsea has won on multiple teams. I think she won in LA as well, and then she has two there with the Aces. So great leaders. And Wilson, we know she comes from winning in college, and then she just took it here into the WNBA. So definitely, you know, great team and great players in them.
I want to get your thoughts on the MVP race because obviously it was very close coming down to Asia Wilson and Brianna Stewart. Did you feel like it should have went the other way?
I can't say that it should have went the other way. I think like they both deserved it, but the only reason I would go towards Wilson, Stewie is the home team, and I'm happy for her, and I'm great that I think it's good that she won it. But Wilson team was number one, and they got two finals already. I know Stewie won it in Seattle, but if we going with this current year, I think Wilson improved herself and she improved her game. She got a jump. She got more of a jump shot. She's shooting off the dribble as well, and her team is in first place.
Shout out to Poop. Who got a really good question up here. Could this WNBA finals by the end of it be the highest rated WNBA finals ever? Remember the Sparks versus Lynx finals a few years back was classic with Candace Parker and Maya Moore. Eric, you want to take that one?
I think this is going to end up being the highest rated because of the star power. And as we talked about, it's game one, and you got LeBron sitting courtside. Um, there were some Brooklyn Nets in the building as well. So there are a lot of people and there are a lot of eyes on this finals. And then you have two major cities. You have Vegas, who's the defending champs, and then you got the New York Liberty, a major media market. So it is going to end up being, I think, the highest rated WNBA finals ever.
Yeah, yeah. You got New York. Anytime you include New York in the mix, it don't matter what sport it is, it's already going to be on such a higher scale because New York is the biggest market. You know what I mean? Period. So, and then when you add the star power, you literally have two big threes, maybe even big fours going
Mhm.
at each other with these two teams. This is not David versus Goliath. This is Giants versus Giants right here in this series. So it very well could be the highest rated WNBA finals. All right. Let me okay, so Renee, let me go. They got a question for you right here. This is just for you. Who first introduced you? Who put the basketball in your hands?
Well, my dad played Donald Emerson. They called him Don Juan, the Magic One. A few people know him. They have come up to me at some of my games. Are you Don Juan's daughter? And I'm like, yeah. But I never actually remember seeing him play. But from I guess being at his games, they said I picked up a basketball and then I never put it down. But from what I remember, I just picked it up one day and I couldn't put it down. I was in my hallway dribbling. I was always with a basketball wherever I could go shoot. But I was always with a basketball from what I remember. So I don't actually know who put it in my hands, but I'm thankful.
Whoever it was, it worked out pretty well. I would say. You've had a crazy run in the summer, the
Hmm.
last couple of summers in New York City. It, if I'm not mistaken, it's more than 10 championships.
But if you put the summers together, yeah,
It's
we
in
got
the last.
yeah. I
Okay,
think it was 9 last year, and then it was 6 or 7. We played in less tournaments, but I think we only lost one game in 2 summers.
uh,
If
yeah,
you say it.
that's a hell of a run. I would say.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a run. Just talk to us about the dominance of the teams that you've been a part of in New York City street ball.
Um, I think it's New York City is just competitive naturally. The tournaments in the summer, so the teams I play on, I'm just grateful to be on very competitive teams that hold. we held each other accountable for what we needed to do, game in and game out, and we knew that we had, a target on our back. So we went out every game and we played like that. We didn't want to lose, and once we kept winning, it was like we can't lose now. So I think it's the accountability, the chemistry, and really just the eager and passion want to win.
Yep. I mean, with all them championships, I would definitely have to agree. Yeah, I was kicking butt every time I was at Rucker and saw you guys. It got ugly. Now y'all had a special guest teammate one summer. They came out for one of the games. Ty Young. She
Mhm.
came out to one of them games at Rucker Park. She was cooking
Mhm.
when she came out as well. How did she wind up just popping up that day at Rucker and getting down?
Well, we've been, that's a good friend of mine's. We've been friends since college. So, I was just like, if you ever in New York, I mean, like, come board with us or whatever like that. So we just been back and forth, and same thing with her being in Atlanta. I haven't got down there yet, but I do want to get down there and try to play some games. But yeah, caught her at the right time. I said we got a game this day. She was like, all right, I'm gonna pull up, and then the rest is history.
Park definitely
Yeah,
got turned up.
all right.
Facts. I see. Oh, okay. Ron. Shout out to Ron Charles,
It's a
Renee.
lot of great questions in that trip. So you already know there's gonna be some angry people. It said you got to take your time, get through the questions.
Yeah. What AAU team did you play for? In any AAU titles?
AAU team I played for Riverside Hawks, and I played with Douglas Panthers. Douglas was more city run around. We won a bunch of tournaments. I don't think that was another team I played on AAU. We ran through the city. We didn't lose. Got a few MVPs with them. Riverside was more so AAU and like traveling. Um, at that time, they had just started the women's component of Riverside, so it was fairly new. We didn't win much, but we went out, played hard, and we competed. That year that I played with Riverside, I think it was maybe 1 or 2 years they had just had the team, and they only made the team because me and another girl couldn't play on the boys team no more. So they was like, we got to make a girls team if we, want to keep them. And then they invited some girls, and they went AAU, and then they're better now, of course. But back then we didn't do great. We won like local tournaments, slam jam, and things of that sort. But when we went away, we didn't win much, unfortunately. But we played hard. We went out there, also held ourselves accountable, and we live with what we got.
Let me ask you this. Because you've played against a lot of great hoopers.
Mm.
Who would be your top five from New York City?
I always get asked this question. This is such a tough question because New York City is crazy. I didn't play so many great players in maybe only like one game. Like I played against Piff, and I think it was maybe like 1 or 2 games, but it was a crazy game that I remember, and it was one of the most difficult games that I had to guard her. Marita Reed, super athletic, really difficult to guard. She could jump, she could shoot the jump shot, she could attack, and she's more of a local player. Not a lot of people know her, but great player. Crystal Bellinger, we know she got hurt early in her career, but great player, crossover attack. She didn't have not much of a jump shot, but you couldn't stop her. Nikki Avery, she'll run you out the game. And then just run off a curl, shoot the three, and about that time you dead tired after guarding her, chasing her all around. Who else I played against? Great players: Carmen Guzman, Kristen McFadden, Latifah Joy. Um, I'm gonna try and narrow it down to five at some point because I get this question often. But a lot of great guards that I played against in New York City.
Okay. Should we go to Hoop Central?
Hoop Central and Hoop Baller Scoop, they both got good questions.
I take this one, Eric.
On Hoop Central, Renee, what female players coming up inspired you?
Inspired me. I watched Kendra Wilson a lot, Lisa Wilson. Um, and Kendra went to Martin Luther King, big guard, athletic, but she didn't look like it for her size. But she was a leader, and I used to go to King games with my uncle and just watch her play all the time. Great player. She was one of them that inspired me. Lisa Willis, she got Wilson, I think her last name, and she got in a bad car accident, so she couldn't play after I think her senior year of high school or freshman year of college. She lost her leg, but she was a lefty, and she played with Riverside for a while, and they was really inspiring when I was younger. And the WNBA, it wasn't around as much when I was younger, but as I got older, great players, Maya Moore, of course. Who else I could say? There was a lot of great players, but those was just some to name.
Now, let me ask you on a personal level, right? Because everybody think they nice in their neighborhood.
Hmm.
What was your moment where you knew, like, nah, I'm nice, like I'm really out here killing people?
I was playing. I grew up in Lincoln Projects, Amsterdam Projects, both of them. But once I started playing, I was like 13, and I started playing with the 15 boys, and I was scoring, cooking, like getting fouled. I'm like, oh, all right. If I could play with boys this athletic, I know I could play with girls. So I played with the boys all through the summer. I went to junior high school. I went to Mount Carmel. Played with the girls. It was so light. I was like, oh yeah, I'm nice. I can shoot the jump shot, and I'm gonna be stronger than them because I've been playing with these athletic boys. I might be all right.
No, that's lit. And you you went to the U
Hmm.
and played your college ball at a very historic school. What was that experience like?
Um, it was different because I came from a junior college before I went to UM, and we lost there in my junior college. I think 3 games in 2 years. So going to the ACC, obviously tougher league. The coach was new, so everybody was new. The players were new to the coach, and I was new to the team. But it was definitely a learning experience. The workouts is way harder. It was hot all the time. We worked out outside. It was an experience, but I would do it all over again. I enjoyed it. Led the league in scoring. My junior year, I believe it was. So it was dope, and it was Miami, so I enjoyed it. No,
They know
it didn't get cold. I didn't have that murmur nothing like that. I was out there. Oh yeah, maybe with a hoodie.
that's crazy, man. Yeah, dope. Let me hold on. Talk about okay. We'll go to James Brown. Shout out to James Brown. You got a famous name, sir. Renee, talk about Don Emerson. What does he mean to you, and what has he done for your life?
Dom, great. He passed down a great gene, right? What I know, he was out here doing some of the stuff that I'm doing now, just going from tournament to tournament and playing well. He did get picked up by the Utah Jazz, but something happened where the contract didn't go through. So I mean, he was a great player, and right now he's still in my life. We still have a relationship, and he's my dad. I mean, I love him.
All right, let me see. They want to know who bought a scoop. Says Renee, talk about your high school career. Any state titles, all area, all state selections, or honorable mentions.
um, what was it? Bishop Loughlin. We played against Scanlon to go to the state at St. John's. We lost that game. Then I ended up at Scanlon, and we went to state my sophomore year. And then the last two years we didn't get any titles. But Great experience at Bishop Loughlin. Great players, played well. I think we had a winning record there. It was balanced in Scanlon, but we ended up going state 1 year, I believe, and then that was really it. Titles. I had, what was it? Player of the a couple of player of the weeks, couple of um honorable mentions, but it was newspaper articles at that time, and I'm not big on personal records, so I don't always remember them. If I didn't win, then it's a little difficult for me to take it in.
Gotcha, I got you. Little bit of NBA news, but I'm gonna get back to y'all questions in a minute. But Joel Embiid has announced that he will be playing for Team USA. Eric, talk to him about that.
My fault. I had myself on mute. Yeah, we kind of hinted at it a couple episodes back that everyone was upset with how FIBA went. So of course now Team USA is going to load up, and Embiid is playing for Team USA as we kind of hinted at, and LeBron is in GM mode because it sounds like he's calling everybody to come through for this trip.
Is it's like when they went around in Space Jam to recruit all the players? It's getting like that because it look like we might see the Monstars come out for Team USA this summer.
Well, this is what the people wanted, right? Like
They
everybody was
need
upset
it.
about FIBA. Yeah, they was mad about FIBA, and everybody treated it like if it was
Yeah.
the end of the world. So now all the stars is coming out now for this.
Hey, listen, it is what it is. Renee, how do you think this Olympics will go with a team led by LeBron James and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant and now Joel Embiid plus Jason Tatum? Um, how do you think this is gonna go?
Look at what you just said. All the names you just named, and LeBron. I'm biased. That's my favorite player. So I think we gonna go here. We gonna go. Steph Curry's gonna shoot everybody out the gym. Jason Tatum's playing some of his best basketball, and now to add Joel Embiid and the rest of the team, I think we got a good chance. Great chance.
And this is Steph's first Olympics, so he's gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Out I'm
Hmm.
excited for him. Do, how dominant do you think this team can be?
um.
Like, is it like
Well, I
ridiculous
mean,
dominance
these
or
are,
dominant?
yeah, these are cross players, right? These are cross players because Bron played it 1 through 5, right? KD, same thing. Tatum, same thing. So it's gonna be difficult for a lot of these players, except especially those countries that have the smaller guards that play that one position. And when we go big and we got the 1 through 5, it's probably just gonna be a running gun, and that's gonna be it for the night.
Yeah. What was my man Miles? What was it? The track dude. Oh my goodness, I'm forgetting his
Or
last
that
name.
made the comment about world
Oh
champions.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Now you're gonna see players in the world.
Yeah,
And they're gonna beat
yeah.
whoever else. You wanted all of the was it 70 countries? You wanted to see them.
Mhm.
You can see that real soon because
Yeah, I mean, you,
summer.
you know, Trip, they gonna be dominant, and like Renee said, that the team they're so interchangeable and it's positionless basketball that I mean it's gonna be a nightmare matchup for anybody. Now, some nights they may not dominate as much because we got to remember the competition around the world has gotten better, but
Mhm.
nobody's putting out a roster that can match up with Team USA night in night out. They might be able to
Yeah.
hang around for a half, maybe even 3 quarters, but Team USA could run you out the gym in 1 quarter and call it a night.
Yeah, and that's the thing. No disrespect, but there's no team around the world that can put together a roster of all superstars. Like it's just not, because the ones that are that have that level of talent are playing in the NBA already.
Mhm.
So you're not gonna have an entire country that just every player from 1 to 13 are all superstars. It's just not gonna happen. So it's gonna get real crazy. I'm happy that Joel Embiid decided to run with Team USA because now we got our center and it's just gonna be crazy out there. Just with Steph and LeBron and Kevin Durant and Joel Embiid like that. It don't even sound fair. Like it really does not even sound fair. Like that shouldn't even be happening. but I love it. I'm excited about it. Um, NBA season, the preseason started as well. Did you guys get to see any of the preseason? Any highlights or anything from? I guess I see. Warriors and the Lakers played the other night. But did you guys get check out anything?
Yeah,
I
I seen
did.
some of the game the other night. The Warriors and the Lakers.
Who you
It's
looking
not
forward
that.
to most seeing this season the most?
Lakers.
I'm with you on that. I want Braun to get his fifth ring, so I'm absolutely with you
Yeah,
on that.
need that.
Oh, let me see. See, I gotta throw this question up. I know you just said you don't really be thinking about the individual stuff, but Imani says the Slam Jams Yogi Award winner for the best point guard in 2002. How did that feel?
I remember the Yogi Award now. Thanks, Imani. That was a good feeling because at that time, Slam Jam was one of the bigger tournaments. It had the Douglas, it had the Exodus, it had the Gazelles. Who else was there? The Long Island Wave. It was real competitive at that time. So it was an honor to be, you know, get that kind of award amongst so many great players, teams, and coaches.
Hey, Trip, put up where's I think Kyrie's question because that's one I wanted to follow up on, and I know we shifted gears when you were talking about playing down at the U.
Okay. Kyrie says, Renee, why did you pick Miami and what other schools were you considering? And I'm gonna go to Hype Ball Hoops question after that.
I mean, aside from Miami's environment, of course, but what other deciding factors were in that?
Yeah, definitely that. So other schools I was considering was Rutgers, Maryland, Memphis, and Miami. So those was down to like my last four, and I ended up choosing Miami, being in the, even though Maryland was in the ACC, Miami. I really spoke to the coach, the atmosphere, of course, coming from New York, and the coach was seeming like it was going to be my style of play, the run and gun, and the point guard was gone at that time. She was graduating, so I wasn't gonna, have to compete too much in my position for playing time. Not to be selfish or anything, but I needed to play. I only had 2 years to play and try and prove myself. And plus, they had a WNBA aspect there, so I figured that I could learn from her, and just pick her brain when I needed to. So ultimately, I ended up going to Miami over Maryland, and the other schools. I needed to get away from home as well.
Let me throw Ron's question up. When you were at Miami, who were the top players in college basketball?
I mean, the ACC was tough at that time. If you think about it, I feel like the next year when I graduated in '07, that might have been the top class of women's basketball. You had Ivy Ladder at that time. I mean, all of North Carolina at that time. You had Duke, Lindsey Harden, and that whole crew. You had Georgia Tech with Jill Ingram and that whole crew, and I mean a few Boston College players. You had Virginia with Lindra Littles and Shawnee Zoe. Day in and day out, it was just very competitive and ACC, so, playing against all those top players.
Let me go to Hype Ball of Scoops question too, because you was doing some amazing things throughout your collegiate career. Miss Taylor, in
A
2004
bucket for real.
2005, you led the country in scoring with 30 a game at Monroe Community College, so you was in kill mode. Are you more of a scoring guard or combo guard?
Yeah, like I'll be a point guard if I need to, and I feel like that's what the team needs. I can play point guard, but I can also play like a scoring guard and play off the ball. I had a great coach there, Tim Paranello, and he believed in me, and I mean, so did my team, and it just led to that. That wasn't my intentions. Like every night, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna get 30. Like I didn't never say that. People would come up to me, they're like, "How much you gonna have tonight?" And I'll be like, I don't know. We gonna. I hope we win. We trying to win. And it would just end up being 30, or it would end up being 20-10 or something like that. And whatever, I would just go out there and play. I love the game. I just love basketball.
And the three was crazy too, because they was calling you and Nikki the Splash Sisters, because your three, you were among the leaders in 3-point percentage when you were in Miami as well.
Mhm.
So I know that's a big part of your part of your game there. A lot of them 30 points was from behind the arc. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
where I got
yeah,
first, a jump shot. I got a jump shot first before I was able to drive to the basket. Being able to drive to the basket, my jump shot was getting cut off a lot. They knew that I was able to do that. So then once playing with the boys, and I just had to try to attack the basket. And then I had got a trainer as I got older, Skip and Justin, and just playing with them and playing off the body. It gave me the more aggressive game, so I was able to attack and shoot off the three.
talk to me about your time overseas.
Hmm.
What was that like playing? You played in France.
Hmm.
Um, well, first of all, how was the culture shift from being, from Harlem to now
Hmm.
being in France playing basketball?
It was different because there's a whole nother culture there, right? Like they have all different morals over there. Like they live another way, and if you never get out of the city, which I going overseas, that was my first time being out of the country. I had to adjust to the food, of course, and just the way that they talk. And a big thing that in the states that we live on is personal space, right? And I had to learn that's not really a thing over there. They don't mean anything by it, but it's not a thing there. Um, the way that they eat, the time, like it was definitely a culture shock, but I enjoy it overseas. I think it was dope. I don't know that I would have been to that many countries if I didn't play basketball, so it was a dope experience. Poland, I loved Israel. Spain was dope. France, of course. Yeah, it was a cool experience.
No, I mean, doing doing what you love, traveling the
Mhm.
world, getting,
Yeah.
you got to love that feeling. Hoops Nation wants to talk about another one of your the times that you was honored, the MCC's Female Athlete of the Year in 2005. Uh, that had to mean a lot to you.
um that did mean a lot because coming from high school, like I said, it was tough my senior year. We didn't win much, and just dealing with the whole thing of going to junior college, right? Like that's not anyone's plan for real. Like you want to go to a university and go to it, but it ended up being the best decision I think I made in my life. I had a great coach. He guided me and helped me through a lot of things in developing my career and just developing off the court, not only on the court. So winning that award and my team, him believing in me and the older players just believing in me and pushing me, keeping me in the gym, it felt really good to win that athlete of the year, like athlete, like not basketball player, athlete. So that was big. I forgot about that one too. Thank you, Hoops Nation.
When you were overseas, I asked Nikki this, and I'm going to ask you as well. Can you speak
Mhm,
on? Obviously, we know the cultural differences, but also the style of play, because
mhm,
sometimes we forget that the way we play ball over here is completely
mhm.
different overseas. So, can you like kind of speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's very different. It's I feel like defensively it's a lot more aggressive. Like we're more offensive minded over here in the states, right? Like, all right, he got me on that play, but they take pride in playing defense and offense, and it's just detail the things that hook pass that we do now from baseline to the corner. We got that from Europe. I don't think that that's a thing that we started here. They do like all. They play awkward, but it makes sense. It's a different style of basketball, but it makes sense. And you intertwine the two with great athletes, and I think like it's a great style of play. I think it is different, but they take pride on both ends more so than we do, I think.
What was for you? I guess what was your biggest moment throughout your sports career?
My biggest moment. Um, hmm, that's a first for that question. I think graduating from college, leading that tough conference, being the shortest player, not winning many games. I think that was big for me. That's all my mom's really want, and I really only, wanted to be make her proud of everything that I did. So me going out there playing hard and being one of ACC's, top player and graduating, I think that was maybe the highlight of my career if I could think of something off top.
Do you plan on continuing? Like how long is your run gonna go on? Like it's not don't seem like you slowing down.
Yeah.
So like how long can we? You know what I'm saying? Like is it just gonna keep going? Because LeBron is on 21, so you might need to compete with Braun and extend this thing.
I don't know if I could compete with Braun. He got a lot of people to help him out there stay in the right shape and eat the right way to compete at that level. But I like I said, I love the sport. I want to play as long as God allows me to be able to play. I enjoy playing with the team that I'm playing with throughout these summers, and the girls are, like I said, they're great players. We hold each other accountable. So as long as I can play, I'm gonna try and run out there, do what I can. I don't
Well,
see 10 more years though. If that's what you're thinking, it ain't nothing like that.
I mean, listen, you a shooter, and they do say the jump shot is the last to go. So you might be able to hang
You
around. You
could, right?
never
You could just be a spot up shooter for the next 10 years. Like they just
know.
hit you in the corner, run to
Well,
the corner.
the Corver
Uh,
corner, you gotta get to the
yeah,
Corver corner.
you can see I got to be able to get up and down to that corner though. So we gonna see.
We gonna call Ice Cube. Get you a big three then. All right, let's
Yeah.
slow the game down a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to Hoop Central. Scoop Hoop, I didn't forget about you, but we was just talking about this. So I'm gonna go to this question. Talking about playing overseas and that experience. How many teams overseas have you played for, and what WNBA players have you played against overseas in your career?
How many overseas experience? I was in Poland for 3 years. Um, France 1 year, Ukraine 1 year, Spain 1 year, and Puerto Rico doesn't count overseas, but I will go there before the season sometimes for a few years. Some WNBA players I played against. Like I said, Piff, Erica Willa, Shanae Zoe. She's not in the league anymore, but she was in the league for a little while at one point. Elena Lockins was in the league for a little while. Tiff Jackson, Ivy Ladder. These are some players that I played against and with. Who else was it? Zealous, I played against. Mattia Ajavon. Victoria. I don't want to mess up her last name, but Victoria. Who else? It was a couple of WNBA players that I played against playing overseas. Israel, I think, probably had more of them. And I played in Israel 2 years, so that was probably where I played against most of the WNBA players.
Is there anybody? Well, I would say who gave you the most fits, if anybody, trying to guard?
Mm, I think um, Erica Willa and Shanae Zoll, I think, was probably difficult because I actually had to guard them. They're in my position.
Mhm.
So Erica's fake. She doesn't look as long as she is, but she's long, and I'm used to one move attack, and it wasn't like that it wasn't like that on her. And she's also can attack and she can shoot the three. So I had to play on both ends with her. And Zoe just had a great team, and trying to guard her off of some of those screens and her being able to make the pass and get into the paint and shoot the three, it was a little difficult to guard.
When you're guarding taller guards, how does your defensive strategy change, if any?
Taller guards I think are a little lighter than guarding myself or shorter because I'm already lower, right? With the taller guard, so you can almost count the bounce. The bounce is a little slower, and it's the it's not as much as I'm not trying to get down as low to guard someone my size or someone shorter than me, of course. So I think that's where it's a little different.
Got you. All right, let me go to Scoop Hoops question. You went to the 2007 WNBA pre-draft camp. How do you think you played? And I'm wondering from their standpoint, did they consider you too small? Was there any politics involved to you?
I don't know if there was any politics. I would think so. I came from at that time. The WNBA wasn't as big. I was a smaller player at only 5'4", 5'3", whatever they wanted to give me on that day. So I believe it was some politics that played a part. And like I said, the WNBA was rather smaller. They were taking higher caliber schools, so more so the Rutgers, the Tennessee, right, the UConn, um, all of LSU, all of the bigger schools. So I feel like it kind of played a part because I feel like I did really well at the pre-draft camp. Um, I I think I shocked myself a little bit the way that I played, and I thought that I would have a shot, at least at least on a team to try out.
Have you ever since then? Did you ever get another workout with any of the teams?
After that, I didn't try honestly. I was just focused on going overseas and having my summers to my family and friends more so because I felt like at that point I would be playing all year and I wouldn't have any time. I'm big on family. They count on me. I count on them to be there for each other. So it was almost like, all right, I'm cool with going overseas for 9 months and coming back and finding the time to spend with them.
What is up? Shout out to Will. Who do you think is the best female hooper today?
Are we going WNBA? Are we going all around? How?
That's on
All
you.
around your personal preference. Somebody you might have played against, somebody you grew up watching is your world.
um, that's tough. The best player right now? Hmm. Oh no. I just go with myself. I feel like I could play against anybody and play with anybody. But I think Chelsea Gray is up there. She's playing really good basketball. She's been playing good basketball for a while now. I feel like she leads her team well. Who else can I say? My teammates, like I think that they're really good individually. Like if you count Nikki, you count Amani Tate, you count Monet Johnson, you count like like you just count some of those players. I think that individually they're really good, and they can play and then step up to any account that you hold them at.
Where was your favorite place to play ball? Either favorite, whether it be arena, whether it be outside. Where's your favorite place to play basketball?
Hmm. Well, I say overseas, I think it was Poland. In New York, I think it now is Gersh. Before it was West Fourth. I just had this energy in West Fourth that it was just I just went hard every game, and I don't know. I loved playing there. Right now, yeah, I think it would probably be Gersh. I like the energy, the atmosphere. DP is very he's a cool stand up guy. And yeah, overseas it was probably Israel because of competition and Poland.
Sorry about that. That was play calls coming in and whatnot. You know how I do.
Trip don't know how to put his he don't know how to put his phone on mute when it's time to record. It's trying to be pinging off, ESPN alerts
Cool.
going off.
It's cool.
Nah, but shout out to all the supporters. Shout out, there's a lot of great questions here. Oh man, who ball a scoop taking a jab at Will Gordon there?
Yeah,
You say that?
yeah.
Um, where we want to go? Where we want to go with this next one, Trip?
You know what? You was talking about the street ball parks. I'm gonna go to footballer scoops question. What does Rucker Park mean to you? And I've seen you dominate. This is Mike Larry. Anytime you hear Mike Larry say it's a fiance, you know Renee is going off at Rucker Park.
Yeah, it's a fiance, the general. Go to the general and say sometime. Yeah.
Shout out to Mike Larry, man.
Yeah, Mike Larry, one of my favorite commentators. The Bad Boys, him and Rel, real cool. Rucker Park, iconic, right? Like legendary park. So many games, so many legendary players have played there. So to be able to go out there and play that, I mean, and it's kind of like the heart. It was the founder almost of this great New York City basketball thing that really picked up. So I feel like going and playing there is just it feels good. It feels like home. And I feel like every time I go there, I'm a give what I got every time.
Yeah, Rucker is like it's the foundation, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
you get the opportunity to play there. If you get the opportunity just to go there, you should still
Mhm.
check it out. Because there's still a lot going on at Rucker Park, and I mean Kyrie was just there to be this past summer.
Mhm.
Kyrie was
Mhm.
up there, so the stars are still coming out to Rucker Park because that's
Mhm.
still the mecca of street ball. So you definitely got to get out to Rucker Park if you haven't already. They just had I forgot who was just over there the other day too. Was it Josh Hart? I think it was over there. The other day he was at Rucker Park. I seen it. But shout out to everybody over at Rucker.
Mhm.
Let me go to what's that? Ballin West. Shout out to Ballin West. First time I seen you in the comments. Let me see. Is there a WNBA
Think he meant to put his WNBA team.
team? Yeah, you think that your team could be in a 5 game series? Or
It's tough. This guy. That's why. Um, the WNBA team that I think we can beat. I I wouldn't say there's a WNBA team that I think we can beat. I think that if my team was in that sort of shape and we were able to have some sort of like matchup against a WNBA team, I think we'll hold our own and I think we can possibly get a win. Now, which team that is, hmm, I'm not even gonna say New York Liberty or the Aces is that's not where it's just not where we at right now, right? Like, but some of the lower class teams, I definitely think that we could compete with, and I think that we could have a chance in beating them. We would have to get the right mentality, get in the right shape for it, but yeah,
Right, but
with the
even
five that we have,
I would say even with your competitive spirit, like you're not gonna
yeah,
fold it, even if it is the
yeah.
Liberty. You
Yeah,
still
yeah,
like you still gonna
definitely
try to
not.
find
Yeah,
a way to
yeah,
steal
yeah.
that game.
You go when you walk away, you probably go no. Who
Right.
was that? Right, right, yeah. Definitely, I'm gonna go hard.
Gotta love it. Let me go to James Brown's comment really quick. Renee Trip and Sanchez. I recommend y'all go see this recent Cheryl Miller, who may call the GOAT on Knuckleheads. I guess her interview. So awesome. She is funny. If y'all get Cheryl on, it's over. Do you think Cheryl Miller is the GOAT? Because we kind of been saying we kind of feel like she's there. But what
Mhm.
do you think about Cheryl Miller?
I think She was one of the goats at that time. You know, I think if you was to put her in basketball, I mean, even if you would not say that she is as old as she is, but if you would put her in today's game at the game that she was playing, I don't know that she would be that star. I feel like we're a little faster, more athletic, and there's more players on the team, and I feel like she was the player. Not taking nothing from Cheryl, she's still a great. She did what she did at that time. She was better than a lot of her peers, but putting her in today's game, I think I don't know how that would match up. Uh, I don't see. So I feel like if you took like a Tarasi and put her back then, or you put her now, she's gonna be Tarasi, and she's gonna be a great player regardless.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, let me go back. They got another. You want to talk about No
This is a good
Limit?
one. Yeah,
Shout
this
out
is a good
to
question.
Lene. Hey, playing for No Limit, you won Women's Pro League Championship game MVP in an undefeated season. Can you talk about that? I seen a couple of those games.
Like I said, no limit. We have a great chemistry on and off the court, and we all hold ourselves accountable for everything. And that's game in and game out. Some games is gonna look different. Um, where they expect me to score and help lead the team. We expect Monet to rebound and play defense. We expect Nikki to shoot the ball and help lead the team, and we expect Love to finish, and we expect them down to the very least player that doesn't play as much. Shy, we call her Shy Parker, but her name is Shanice Vaughn. We expect her to come out, play hard, and that's what champions do. What you play hard, and you do what you're supposed to do for the team day in and day out, however that may look. And that's what I think that we do every time we play, and with the target on our back, we don't want to lose. So we go in every game like that. Like we can't lose, and you have to do this, and you have to play your part. And if you're not doing that, we're gonna say something, and you're not gonna take it anyway. You're gonna understand what we're saying, and then you're gonna keep playing, and we're gonna talk after the game. So I think that's great. That's what's great about us, and it helps us improve from game to game.
Who, who's the as far as coaching goes? Which coach would you say that you took the most from?
Um, Probably. I mean, I took a little something from every coach, whether it was good or bad. But I would say this my junior college coach Tim Paranella. I took a lot from on and off the court. No limit here, Munch. I took a lot from just from building the team that he built, and how he goes hard, and how he supports us all off the court and on the court. And who else would I say? I think Yeah, I think that's it. I would say my junior college coach really meant a lot. We still speak every now and then to this day, and yeah.
Let me let me go. So I'm gonna put up Lene. She got another
My
comment. She
Riverside coach too. I can't forget my Riverside coach. He was also my uncle, but he didn't treat me no different out there on the court. He didn't treat me no different.
was gonna work hard and hold yourself
That's what it was.
accountable like
Yeah,
everybody else.
yeah. You don't get no privileges over here.
All right. So
Maybe after.
Lene wants to go back to your Cheryl Miller take. She says, wait, I don't think many are as fast or can jump like her. But Renee, and just challenging you, give Cheryl Miller today's training like y'all have, then she's even better today, right? Just had to challenge your point.
Right, right. If you gave her something, right? Like so, I feel like I said, if you compare her to Rossi, or who even more, maybe even like a player that's been playing in the league for a while now, that's really dominating the WNBA. I feel like. they would be able to play in both eras. I'm not taking nothing from Cheryl Miller, great player. Yeah, her, Cynthia Cooper, that one of some of my favorite players, Cheryl Swoops. Not taking nothing from 'em, but it was just a different time, and I feel like she to you she's making a great point. Lene, that's her name. Yeah, Lene is making a great point, but that's my only where I go back and forth. I feel like I don't know that she can play in both. I feel like LeBron can play in both. Michael Jordan can play in both, but there's not players that can play in both eras.
This is why one of the things that Trip and I recently been doing is we trying to go away from the GOAT conversation altogether for that reason. Because it's so
Mhm.
tough to compare eras, right?
Mhm.
Whatever era is out now is always on the shoulders of the previous era. So whatever Mike and those guys did, the
Mhm.
next guys want to take it to the next level. As you saw Kobe and Tim Duncan and AI, they wanted
Right.
to take it to the next level. And now
Right.
Braun is trying to
Mhm.
take it to that next level. So it's
Right.
always tough
Come in.
to, say, could this
Yeah.
person be as great or could they play? Because the game was completely different. The way the game was played now is not the way it was coached and played when Cheryl Miller was playing in the game. And same thing, like you said, the Jordan LeBron comparison. In Jordan's era, there wasn't the emphasis on the 3-point shot. There
Mhm.
wasn't the emphasis on this positionless basketball that we see now. So it's always super tough, I think, to even try to compare different eras like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Let me go back because I actually missed the question that I wanted. Shout out to Dnell Jackson. And there's a couple of people in the comments that want to know this, but the second part of his question. So give me your top 5 WNBA players ever, and did Teaspoon or the Liberty have any impact on you coming up?
Yeah, Teaspoon really, I mean, her passion, her tenacity, her fighting, you know, just how hard she played and how passionate she played and how much she wanted to win and just go hard at everything. Me and Teaspoon actually speak every now and then. She's come out to a few summer games and we speak here and there. So shout out to Spoon. She's definitely inspired me growing up. Top 5 WNBA players ever. Um, hmm, let's see. I'm gonna have to go with I watched Cynthia Cooper growing up. I seen her win four championships with the Houston Comets. Um so I'll put her on there. This is always a tough question for me too. When the top fives and the top tens, they always difficult because I never really I never think about it, and then I never really have a five. It's like, oh, but I really like this player, so it's always difficult for me to pick a number or five. It changes from time to time. But who else can I go with? That's one. Cynthia Cooper. Um, I did love Becky Hammond at one point. Spoon, Sue Bird, um, Piff when she was on her run. Loved her. She's one of my top 5 all time. Um, yeah, I'll stay with that 5 for now.
I'm posting up
And
some of
then
the.
Tarasi. I gotta go with Tarasi though too. Tarasi had a good run. She had a great run actually from UConn to the leagues, and she's still playing now. I think Tarasi is maybe like 40, so I definitely gotta put her on my top 5.
A couple of people
Um,
in the comments posting this too, so I'm gonna post y'all's. If y'all put y'all top 5 up there too,
Tarasi.
and I'll throw it on the screen.
I like Lisa Leslie, but she wasn't a top 5 for me. I like
Right. And
yeah,
people got to
James
understand
Brown.
too,
That's a cool 5.
people got to remember this is Renee's personal 5. Like, y'all be getting mad that people don't play as y'all want in the top 5. Make your own list, bro. This her
Right,
list.
right,
This who she
right,
wanted in.
right. You asked me. You asked me my
Right.
list.
Yeah. Y'all asking Renee, and then
Right.
it's like, nah, hold over. What about this person? You asked her 5. This her 5.
Yeah. Yeah, James Brown here. Who? That's who you got down here. Yeah, he got a nice 5.
That
Yeah,
is a
That's
nice 5.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's a
like.
cool 5.
I think.
Who else put their top five?
Oh, let me throw
Uh,
Will's back in.
Will Will
Just let,
got a good one as well.
hold on. I'm gonna bring Will's five back up. Uh, where did it go? Where did it
There's
go?
like two comments above James Brown.
Okay. Oh, here it is. All right. You know he got Cheryl Miller in there, but we'll still keep her as an OG in the game. But he got Shell Swoops, Don Staley, Diana
Okay.
Taurasi, Lisa Leslie. I
Hmm.
mean, listen, you can't deny that
Can't
one.
go wrong with that. Yeah, like
It's
Yeah,
so
that's fair. That's fair. I also didn't see Cheryl Miller as much. Like I might have seen like a few games of her. I didn't see as much as I seen the Cheryl Swoops and the Dawn Staley and Cynthia Cooper in that era. So I couldn't, it wasn't a player that I could have put on my top five.
I mean, so man, I
But
think
that's a good five, Will. That's cool.
I think Brianna Stewart, when it's all said and done, will be top five because
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
resume right now is
Yeah.
crazy.
I could I could agree with that. I could agree with that.
the top five is ever evolving, man. There's so many great players. It's gonna
Yeah.
continue to evolve.
Hmm.
It's really about
Yeah,
who
the
you like.
list is gonna change, right?
Yeah, who style of play you like the best. So I
Yep.
think, but you can't go wrong because any of the names that we've seen on these top fives are all great players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. That's what you gotta start saying. Like, what's some of your top great players? Like, instead of just saying top five, what's some of your top great players?
You see this
Facts.
goofy, and I would say get this goofy out the comment section. We already come on.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
Yeah.
Let me go. You know what? Let me go to since we talking about top fives. Dion Hope's page. Give me your top five NBA players. Oh, and Will wants to add Maya Moore. Let me just say that. Not
NBA.
He said as a six man, I'm gonna throw Maya Moore in there as well.
Now Maya Moore is definitely she was definitely different.
Nice.
I was a little hurt about the retirement. She was definitely different, Maya, for sure. NBA, LeBron, of course.
I'm gonna say
Um,
we know LeBron is gonna be there.
right. Allen Iverson. Um, I was a big D Wade fan in college.
Got AI
Um,
so I like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I thought I was his daughter at one point. Um, um, what else can I say? Um, I did like um, I did like Magic, and I mean, gotta go with Jordan. I mean, I hated him playing the Knicks because I grew up in a Knicks household, but definitely, undeniably,
I think a
yeah,
lot of people would
and
do.
Kobe, yeah, and Kobe, of
Yeah,
course, can't
you and
deny
me
him.
both.
I wasn't a big fan of him, but you can't deny great. Can't deny great.
Where do you have LeBron ranked right now? Just curious.
Oh my God, here we
One,
go. Here we go.
one.
Here we
I'm
go.
sorry, I had to. Eric. I had to.
We're not gonna get into this whole debate.
I had
Renee,
to.
I respect your opinion. I don't agree, but I respect your opinion. We're just gonna leave it at that.
I knew it was going there. Oh, you know what? I do want to get your take on this. Magic or Steph? I think Renee.
Renee might have froze.
All right. when we get her back, we're gonna see what up. Okay, hold on, we gonna Bowling West. I seen your question up there too. I like that. I like that question. Um, we got to get Renee back. She froze for a second. So let me see. As soon as she comes back, I'll bring her back up. She should be back on in a second. Um, while we're waiting for Renee to get back, just a quick update. Um, Daniel Jones neck injury went out earlier today. Couple other key injuries that went down in the NFL, and a big return to Jonathan Taylor. Shout out to your coach today, Eric. Two of your players helped me out a lot. I saw on the fantasy on Yahoo, 32,000 people dropped Zach Moss today or this week, and I was like, damn, 32,000 people must be really pissed off right now because he balled out for you guys. For me today, he balled out. So I'm up by like 100 points right now in fantasy football.
Listen, fantasy's cool. I didn't get a chance to adjust my roster because I was on the road, and I honestly just wanted to make sure I got back so we could record today. So I purposely made sure I got my flight back early. I knew we had a lot to get into, but yeah, man, the Colts is 3-2. I think we are surpassing all expectations. We got to figure out the situation with Anthony Richardson because this is now the third time he's had to leave a game early.
Yeah,
Uh, it looked pretty severe. As somebody who I've broken my collarbone, he kind of had that look about him that he might have broken his collarbone. So I hope it's not that severe. But Trip, you know me. If I get an opportunity to brag about my accomplishments, I'm going to brag about them. And today, against the spread, just 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games, I went 10-1 picking games right today. I'm a beast. I'm
not
a
bad,
beast out here, man.
not
I'm a
bad,
beast.
not bad at all.
That's
That's
oh, and 3 tickets already hit. We got 2 more that are still in the works. It's been a big weekend, Trip. It's been a
listen.
big weekend.
I'm not mad at that. Shout out shout out to the to everybody that put a ticket in today.
Telling you, man, y'all need to lock in.
No, absolutely, absolutely. Hold on one second. I see, yeah, guys. Renee got cut. She got cut off of the stream, so we're working on getting her back now. I see y'all still got some questions up there for her. So as soon as she gets back on the live, I'm gonna send her a message real quick to see what's going on.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get it back in here as quickly as possible. And whatever you want to, which one get into Trip? You want to? We definitely gonna save the question for Renee. Do we want to get into some football?
Yeah, we can. Let me go back into the.
We'll go ahead and taking jabs. It's all right, Will. We have a competent head coach, unlike that second team that resides in LA. So we have a competent head coach. We know how to win with our backup quarterback. There's no excuse. Our backup quarterbacks had to come in and win games. We still win games no matter what. We don't make excuses for it. We paid our running back, unlike that other team in LA, who didn't pay their running back. So we're good, Will. We're not worried about it. We just gonna continue to win. Y'all continue to find ways to lose games. It's cool.
Well, they trying to get their coach up out of there, so it doesn't.
That's what they say, but I mean, they won their last 2 games, so it seems like they like them. That's what I would think.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit confused by that myself, but hey, it is what it is. Again, y'all help me out, get the W in fantasy this week, so I'm cool with y'all.
Um, Let me ask you a question, Trip. The Giants, y'all go to Buffalo next week. When
Mhm.
Eckler come back, you hurt and feeling. Listen, the only thing y'all hurting is players because every week one of y'all players gets hurt. Mike Williams, or it's Eckler, or it's Keenan Allen, or Bosa, or Derwin James. Y'all just traded J.C. Jackson, who y'all gave a bunch of money to last year. Y'all don't even know what y'all doing. So again, all this hurting feelings. I win some games, man. We a first place team. We can't be talking to teams behind. That's not first place teams. Trip. We can't do that. We can't give energy to second and third place teams. We're a first place team.
All right, what was your question about the Giants?
Oh, about the Giants. So Giants are in a unique position right now because they haven't given Saquon the bag yet. He's obviously on a 1 year. They gave the bag to Daniel Jones, but y'all sitting at 1-4, and y'all play Buffalo next week. And like you mentioned, Daniel Jones goes out with a neck injury. Saquon is still banged up. If next week goes away, we probably expect them losing. Do you think it's one of them where you start to wave the white flag and say, "Look, let's just save these guys health wise because at 1-5, we're not coming back."
Yeah,
Let's call it at 1-5, you already weren't expected to win the division, but at 1-5, you're probably not running the table to make the playoffs now. It might be better suited to just fall back, get a
and
high draft pick.
tank for Caleb Williams. Is that what you're trying to suggest?
Well, it gets tricky there because you gave Daniel Jones the money.
Well, yeah, that's the only thing.
But
But
you could go get
Junior though,
say that again.
Michael Irvin
No,
Jr.
not Michael Irvin
I
Jr.
mean, I'm sorry,
Marvin Harrison Jr. Yeah,
Marvin Harrison.
the
Yes,
legacy kid, who is going to be a top 3 pick. I would hope that the Colts can get him, but we're a first place team, so we're not gonna have a high draft pick trip.
Yeah,
We're
that's
not in those. We're not in that position anymore. But yeah, that's what I was hinting at. Maybe Marvin Harrison.
yeah. I would absolutely love. Hold on, let me post up Ron's
I
question
like
here.
that one too from Ron. Yeah.
Has Dion Colorado noise calmed down? No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna fluctuate throughout the season. I think I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing necessarily, but again, not the two games that they lost against ranked opponents back to back, they didn't have Travis Hunter there. So I think especially with that USC game, because that game came down to the wire. Oregon, that was just they got beat out the gym. But against USC, that game really came down to the wire. So I look at that game and say, you know what, there's a good possibility that Travis Hunter being there makes a big difference in that game, and maybe Colorado gets an upset win in that game. But they just won again. I think as the season continues, we're gonna continue to be talking about this. This is Dion. Dion is a walking headline, and as long as they continue to win, and even when they lose, they're still gonna be the hot topic in sports because of Dion.
Yeah, I don't think any of the noise, and I was just pulling up the schedule because I know they got a couple big games coming up soon too, but I don't think any of the noise has died down around them. Um, I think some of the hype has slowed down a little bit because obviously, they get blown out by Oregon and they were losing pretty bad to USC before they made the comeback. But ultimately, they're still 4-2 right now. They're
Yeah,
still going to be bowl eligible when that time rolls around. And they got some big games still coming up. Got Oregon State on the schedule. I believe they got UCLA on their schedule as well. Like I said, I was trying to pull up the rest of their schedule, but they got some really good games still left to play. That if they win the games they're supposed to win, if if they handle business, they'll still be hype around them. They got Stanford next week, yeah, and then they got UCLA in 2 weeks. They got Oregon State, and then they finish against Washington and Utah. Both those teams are top 25 ranked. So 3 games left against top 25, some very marketable games. There'll still be a lot of hype around them.
and I think is they're gonna wind up getting the bowl game too, so that's gonna help as well. Especially again, we got to remember this is a team that was 1-11 the previous season, so they are. There's a complete turnaround with this team and how well they're doing this year. And I think they're gonna continue to improve. As the games go by. We got Renee back in the building, and I gotta Will is crazy. Will must be tricked because I didn't even see this comment up here. He said, but this is kind of blasphemous what Will said up here. I'm gonna let you address this comment, Renee, since you're back with us.
And I,
Will,
I'll and Will and I have had massive debates about this right here as well. And I do not. That's my man's, but I do not agree with this right there.
yeah. So I'm gonna let you handle this one, Renee. Will seems to believe that Braun is around 11 in the all time.
11 points. Oh, that's not even two top fives. He's out of the two top fives. He's out of the. He didn't even make the 10-man roster. That's crazy. I
Will's the hater. He's the biggest Braun hater this side of Skip Bayless.
can't. That's tough, Will.
I do. Oh, you know what? I want to get to Imani's comment too, because Imani had a good one. When did LeBron pass Kobe? Um, I probably would say around the Miami. I mean, I might say before. I might say back to back MVPs in Cleveland, but I think more of the masses would probably say in Miami, just because the championships were there at that point. Along with 4 MVPs and the 2 championships they won in Miami. For me. But Renee, what about you? What do you think?
I could probably agree with you on that. Overall, I feel like he had it tough at Cleveland. I don't know that he always had a star with him to at least one person. I know Kobe did it. What was it, 1 year? But I feel like if from what I could remember, he had at least one player with him. LeBron at Cleveland, he didn't have anyone. And then, like you said, he won a few titles when he went to Miami. He got the titles, he got the MVPs. Went back to Cleveland, and also going to LA at this point and doing what they did and making a playoff run. What was that, 2 years ago? With the team he had there,
With the bubble, I think the bubble was 3 or
3 years
4
ago.
years ago now.
Yeah,
3 years.
Yeah.
yeah, 3. I think when you, it's always tough because I think Kobe was more skilled than LeBron.
Yeah. Yes.
But when you're ranking players, you're looking at the totality of their resume. And I think the totality of Braun's resume is better than Kobe's. And I always say this because I'm a big Kobe fan as well. But you got to remember, early on, Kobe was afforded the opportunity to grow into the player he was because they had Shaq,
Hmm.
right? So the burden of the franchise wasn't put on Kobe right away. It was almost like, remember, year one, Kobe averaged what, 7 points? Cool, no big deal. We got Shaq. Year
Hmm.
two, Kobe airballs in the Utah series. Cool, we got Shaq. And then they start winning championships, and Kobe turns into the dominant figure that he became.
Hmm.
From day one, LeBron had to carry the burden of, you are the guy, we win and lose with you.
Mhm.
So in Braun's championship runs, even though I'm not a fan of the finals record, and shout out to Kyrie because I agree, 4-6 is very tough to debate if you're going to say you're the greatest. But
Hmm.
there isn't an instance in any one of those 10 finals where Braun wasn't the best player on his team. He was the
Hmm.
best player on each one of those teams. We know for a fact that on Kobe's first 4 finals appearances, he was not the best player on the team because Shaq was the best player.
Yeah.
So you went to 4 finals, you won 3 out of those 4. Shaq was the best player. Kobe had his moments. Kobe
Hmm.
was great when they were winning
Right.
championships,
Right.
but he was not the best player on the team. You look at
Hmm.
Shaq's numbers, historically in the playoffs, we had never seen a guy. He was out there 36, 15, and 12 every night,
Hmm.
like just
Yeah.
dominating dudes.
Yeah. That's it. Agree there. And then also Kobe's such a skill player, like you said. He's dominating in points.
Yeah,
But if you go to LeBron, he's averaging a double double as well as winning, right? With no players. So I feel like you got to count that too as well. If he's getting it in assists and he's getting it in rebounds and points.
right. So I just think that again, the the skill set, yes, Kobe's skill set was better,
Hmm.
but the totality of the resume is stronger for LeBron. So that's where I think he passes Kobe. No disrespect to Kobe, and I think a lot of times too, this is big too. We love to talk about eras. For as great as Kobe was, I don't know if Kobe was the best player in his era because I think Tim Duncan was the best player of his era.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if Kobe was better than Tim Duncan during that era.
I agree. I agree with that. So definitely agree with you on that. Let me throw up Hoop Central comment, and I know we got comments I'm gonna get back to in a minute, but Hoop Central says, can LeBron James afford another finals loss? In year 21, if LeBron, first of all, just being in the finals in year 21 of his career, there ain't no loss in that. I don't care what you say. That's year 21. And when you got, if you got Jokic, you got Steph still around, you got the Suns looking the way they looking.
Right.
LeBron to make it back to the finals and get through that in itself is crazy. So no, I don't see that as you know, it affecting his career in a negative way.
In a negative way, how? I mean, if he takes another finals loss, does it affect his legacy? Like, we're not
No.
gonna be like, oh, now we moving him down the chart
Mhm.
because he lost
Yeah,
in the finals. Like,
he's
it,
still
it
gonna be
don't affect nothing at this
top
point.
two, right? He's gonna be arguably top two still, whether or not he wins another
If
finals.
like
Still
uh, uh,
top two.
like yeah, but let's be realistic, right? If you got Braun as like a top 2, top 3 guy, another finals loss ain't gonna change that.
Yeah,
If you got him lower like Will Gordon does, a finals loss ain't gonna change that either. Like you ain't gonna be like, oh well, like if you're Will Gordon and he loses, what you gonna say? Oh, so he not 11th now, he's down to 15th now because he lost in
yes.
the finals. Like how? Like it wouldn't even make sense. So it is. I think his spot is cemented.
If he loses another finals, Will is taking him down out the top 25. You gotta stop with your hating, man. You gotta relax. All right, let me go back up. Shout out to Dion Hoops page. He says, being that you're from New York, Do you have a relationship with Adrian Walton, aka A Butter, or Lenny Cook?
Lenny Cook, I grew up watching. Great player. Lenny, tough all around. A Butter played for Riverside for a little while, so we were on a few AAU, one or two AAU trips together. But also seeing A Butter play in the city is a great player as well. So yeah, I have quite a relationship with Adrian. Don't know Lenny too much, but I know of his game.
There's a question up here I saw. Oh, here we go. That looking for shout out to Ball and West. I like this question. Your favorite kicks to ball in?
Um, they were LeBrons. Started getting uncomfortable. I'm on Adidas now. I've been playing in James Harden's, and I recently just played in some arena, Gilbert Arenas this summer. It wasn't too bad, but I think Harden's is comfortable. Surprisingly, I like them. I played in them last summer. He had a new pair this summer. Great sneaker.
Because I haven't seen the Hardens in a minute, but the last pair of Hardens I seen, we put on the top 5 worst sneakers of all time list. So let me
Oh
ask you this question: if the shoe is comfortable but it's ugly, do you still hoop in
no,
it? He's like,
no, sorry. I don't like the way it looks. I'm already not gonna pick it up, right? So if I don't like, I'm not gonna pick. So then when I like the way it looked, then I put it on my foot. It's comfortable. Or it's not comfortable. I can't wear it. It's cool, but I can't wear it. But if it's comfortable and I like the way it looks, it's a go.
all right, just making sure
Yeah.
because you are from Harlem, so I'm just making sure you wasn't just throwing on anything because there's a couple of cats out here sneakers that is just it's just real bad. So I ain't just want to make sure. Um, Let me see. Oh, here we go right here. Ron says, Renee, I need your thoughts on how we can improve the WNBA. How can we get more fans in the stands, and how can we market our stars better? Good question, Ron.
That is a great question. This is often debate on the WNBA. I think it's a marketing scheme. Like he said, I think we need to not only market the top players, Asia Wilson's and Brianna Stewart's and stuff. I think we should market them, but there's players that in that in that state or that area that is not getting marketed because they're not the highest paid or they're not the greatest player. I think we still need to market them all around, and I think it needs to be all year round. Like we're only marketing the WNBA when the WNBA is playing, then no one knows. Then we don't know when the WNBA is coming. So I think their preparation is a little off on their marketing and just advertisement. And other than that, I think it just needs to be more of it. And with everything being a documentary or a reality or a podcast now, I think there needs to be more directed to a WNBA player or, more WNBA players. And
Gotcha.
that's out and that's how you know more about it. But if no one's saying anything and you just see Asia Wilson or Brianna Stewart, then that's all you're gonna know, and then you're not gonna watch any other team or any other players play the game.
Well, I will say this: I think this WNBA finals is going to attract some new fans
Hmm.
just because, again, we talked about this earlier. The ratings are going to be really well for this final, so I think this is going to help.
Yeah.
But then they're going to have to continue to build off of
Hmm.
this WNBA finals.
Yeah. And marketing, like you said, there was some NBA players at the game. Continue to market that, and make sister teams like they have an Oakland team out there, I believe, coming now. So
Yeah, I saw that.
just getting more and more of the other entertainers involved as well, and getting them in those seats. I think that'll be big for them as well.
Yeah, shout out to LeBron as well because I think that that also helps too when you see the superstars at the game. The other NBA players that came out as well.
Mhm.
They got to keep coming out. To these games. And so when the cameras see, all right, well, if these people want to be there, it must be something going on that we need to get into. And you got some of the best basketball players in the world, so there's a lot for you to see watching the WNBA.
Yeah, and I mean all entertainers like Vegas today. Who else was there? There was an actor there. What's his name? Mark. I forget his name. Is it Wilbert? I think
Wahlberg,
he was
Mark
at the
Wahlberg.
game. Yeah, he was at the game. Mayweather has been at plenty of the Vegas games. So yeah, I think it's just really marketing and getting those people there, like you said.
Let me go. Ballin West got another good question. He says, when you play younger opponents, what are some of the things that you see a lot that you feel they need to work on?
Um, hmm. I don't think younger players use this like to be particular. They don't use the screen as well, the screen and roll as well or as much. And I think just having more poise. Younger players is one way. It's either jump shot or one speed to the basket, and I think that's where some of the young players lack. Have some lack in their game is the poise and actually using the screen and roll and using it. You have a screen there and they're not going shoulder to shoulder. Like little details that they miss on in the game. Just trying, to get to the basket and score. When in all reality, if you do the little things and those kind of details, it'll make it easier for you to just get to the basket or get to the shot that you want to get to. Enough, Wes.
Let me, let me go to Hoop Baller Scoops question. I did see he posted this on his Facebook. If Vince Carter had that killer mindset, he could have been a top 10 player ever. Do y'all agree? I'm gonna say no. And I've seen Vince's pretty much his entire career, so I would say no. And I still think he's an all time great, but just you know, no MVPs really. Um, no finals, you know what I'm saying, MVP, nothing like that. So I don't think so. Even when you look at a lot of the guys that don't have rings that I rank high up, like Allen Iverson, who's a regular season MVP, got a team. And I don't think, because Vince is one of the people that I don't think had the greatest of teams. But again, Allen Iverson took a team to the finals, you know what I'm saying, where there was a huge gap between him and the second best player on the team. I like Vince, but I think he's the greatest dunker of all time. I'll give him that, but I don't think he's top 10. Um, you know what I'm saying? I don't think a killer mindset changed that because I mean, for the most part, he kind of had a killer mindset. He,
I don't.
he, I just don't think he just was on of that level of the top to say top 10 all time.
Yeah, like I mean, let's be clear. To be a top 10 all time player, like you are elite. Like it's difficult to be a top 10 guy. So just a killer instinct, I don't think would change that for Vince. And as you highlighted, Trip, like Allen Iverson had a killer instinct. Kevin Garnett had a killer instinct. And we don't talk about those guys as top 10 guys. And those are guys whose talent match their killer instinct.
Mhm.
So even if Vince had that, I don't think it would make him a top 10 guy. And then we're taking this conversation somewhere different because then it becomes all these hypotheticals. Like, even if he had a killer instinct, how many championships are we talking? How many MVPs are we talking? Again, KG had a killer instinct. KG won one finals and played in two. AI had a killer instinct. He only played in one NBA finals. So a lot of things still have to break right for you to be a top 10 player. And I just don't think Vince would have been that.
Facts. We thought while we're waiting on Renee again, we throw Kyrie's quick question out there. Shout out to
I like
Kyrie.
this question as well.
Y'all see him like cats in that 30 to 40 range. Uh what do y'all think of these basketball players painting their nails? It just seems like today's cats is girly. Y'all see that too. Listen, I ain't gonna judge nobody's generation. Whatever they into now, that's for them. This a different era. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that paint their nails now. It's not just basketball players, rappers paint their nails, actors paint their nails. I think that's just
Mhm.
this generation of people, period. So, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
that To each your own. I don't have no comment there neither. I like the name Kyrie though. One of my favorite players too.
Did Robin paint his nails? Because I feel like Robin did paint his nails before. If I'm
Rodman did paint his nails. Rodman did a lot.
yes, I'm saying so. It ain't like it's the first time that something like that has happened. So it is what it is, man. Let's see. Can't be. Oh, we thought Kyrie's coming up here. Michael Jordan is the best ever. Still, you can't be 4-6. Sorry. A lot of people still got Mike at number one. I can't be mad at that. I know Renee, you still got LeBron at number one, and I'm not gonna be mad at that either because LeBron is my guy. Let me go to Ball and Wes's question. Are you a gamer? What are your favorite video games that you've played or play now?
I'm not a gamer. Um, I do enjoy Call of Duty every now and then when I can get the time, but it's tough to get the time. So, but my choice of game would be Call of Duty. I don't play 2K or Madden or anything. I don't play any sports games.
So you never got into a basketball video games?
I never did. I don't know why. I just didn't gravitate to it.
Even when they had because they got the WNBA up there now too, which is
Yeah.
dope.
Definitely is dope. And I mean, I don't know why. I just never got into none of the 2Ks. I was into every Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Black Ops, all of them.
Mhm. All right, let me scroll. Let me see what else we
That
got.
James Brown question is good. I like that one.
Cheers, bro. We got so many questions. Like, listen, guys. Let me apologize now. I'm trying to get to everybody's question. We're already in overtime. Before I get to this next question, I'm gonna pull up James Brown's question in just a second. But make sure you guys hit that like button if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook as well. Also, keep up with us on social media: Instagram, Twitter at Real Fan Talk, Facebook.com/. Real Fans Real Talk. If you are not in the New York City area and you can't watch Thursday nights from 8 to 9 p.m., don't worry. Just go to the website, realfansrealtalk.com, and you can watch from anywhere in the world. Just tap that red button on the homepage. Also, youtube.com/, for the fans productions. And lastly, make sure you guys are subscribed to both the Real Fans Real Talk and the Sanchez Show podcast, streaming on all major streaming platforms. All right. Now let me get to James Brown's question. Big debate going
Um,
on. D Rose, a Naismith Hall of Famer. I say no, despite one MVP, not enough on his resume. Phew, that's a tough one, but I think yes, just because it's not just about the NBA career, it's the totality of what you've done. So I think Derrick Rose still has a chance. I think the MVP actually probably would tip the scale a little bit for him in getting an MVP. But Renee, what do you think? Is D Rose a Hall of Famer?
yeah, I think so. I think he had a his career. I mean, he got hurt, but I think he was a great explosive player. So I would definitely, and as his whole career, as you would say, I think that he can be a Hall of Famer.
What about you,
So
Eric?
He's
it's
not done.
it's it's tough, man, because I don't think his NBA resume is strong enough. But the Naismith Hall of Fame includes your Olympic play, and he did win a gold medal, and he was part of a FIBA team that won a gold medal as well. So that might be enough to push him over. The uniqueness of the argument, though, is that if D Rose does not make the Hall of Fame, he will be the only MVP in league history to never make the Hall of Fame. Every other MVP in league history has always made the Hall of Fame. So I wonder how much that will factor into it as well. Like I said, because they're gonna try to find a way to get him in, because I don't think they want the record to stop with D Rose as being the guy who didn't get in but was also a league MVP. Like I said, in terms of NBA resume, I don't think it's strong enough though.
Let me go to. I'm gonna go back up to Hoop Central. I'm working on getting these questions out, guys. Please bear with me. To
I
me,
gotta go soon too, Trip. I'm
I,
sorry.
let me try to listen. Y'all heard that, right? I'm trying to
let's
rush through these so as fast as
let's get it like two.
Sorry.
Let's get it like two
I'll
more.
be
Yeah.
back if you want me, but I gotta
uh,
go soon.
to me, and I want Renee and the fellas thoughts. Candace Parker might be the most versatile player in WNBA history. A 6'4" big that can play point, pass, score, shoot threes, and top five in most WNBA stats. What's y'all thoughts on her game and on the women's game?
Big, big impact. Like Hoop Central says, she can play 1 through 5. She's won multiple championships. I think she got one with LA. She got one with Chicago, I want to say, and she really brought that versatile game to the WNBA. There wasn't a lot of players playing multiple positions until Candace came there. She was able to post up, also able to hit the three. A lot of them weren't doing both. You had one here and there, maybe like Tina Thompson and a couple of others before, but I think she really brought that aspect to the game and made it a thing to the league at least.
Legend. That's all I'm gonna say. So we can get to these next couple of questions.
I agree.
I'm gonna go here, Javon Pastor, Renee. Don't take this wrong. You're getting up there in age in terms of hoops. Have you thought about life after hoops?
It's a simpler question, Javon. What have you thought about after hoops? Nah, but I respect it. I am getting a little older. After hoops, I have a nonprofit, so I plan to putting a lot of energy into that. Giving girls a platform to, have a mentorship and a platform to show their talents. So I really plan on putting a lot of energy to that, to making it, putting events together and just growing the women's basketball game in New York.
All right, let me go to Will's question. Best hoopers you faced were from what city outside of New York? Like that question.
Hmm.
Um, Out of New York, Baltimore got some hitters. I
That's
went out there.
yeah.
Yeah, I went out there. I went out there 3 years. I played in Trade Day, competitive girls. Cali, I would say big girls. I don't know what they eat out there, but them girls grow big. So and they competitive. And also I guess I would have to say Florida, just from playing down at school and seeing some of the competition there.
All right, I'm taking these last two questions. Imani, I'm gonna get you, and then James Brown. I got your last question up there, and that's gonna be it because we got to get Renee up out of here. Top five hip hop artists ever. Who are you currently listening to?
Currently, I'm still listening to Jay Z. I'm still listening to J. Cole. I'm still listening to Fabulous. I'm still listening to Nipsey, and I'm still listening to Rick Ross.
Now you from Harlem, and you said three Brooklyn rappers and two out of
Mm-hmm.
state rappers.
Yeah.
Nobody from Harlem.
Jim, yeah, Jim. I listen to Jim, but current like Jim is gonna come on somewhere in Miami. Dipset's gonna come on every now and then. But when I go to put on a list, if I'm in the gym and it's on shuffle, he'll come on. But if I'm going to actual artists to listen to and listen to their album, I'm gonna listen to a Jay Z album. I'm gonna listen to a whole J Cole album. I'm gonna listen to a whole Fabulous album, like straight through most of
Shout out,
those.
shout out to
I
J
still,
Cole
of
too.
course, these are my top five, right? I
Again,
still listen
right.
to DMX.
Again,
I listen to, I still listen to Jim, but that's what's gonna play.
That's a fact. Um, shout out to J Cole. That his verse on that Drake record, it's crazy.
Hmm.
Um, he's I think he's number one out of the big three of this era. All right, gotta get you to answer this question because I know this your sis. Did she talk about Nikki Avery? Talk about her and playing with her if you didn't already.
Um, Playing with Nikki is playing against Nikki and playing with Nikki. Of course I would much rather play with Nikki because I played against her, and like I said, I've had to guard her the 94, however long the court is, and she's a machine, and then she can still just come off and just shoot the ball after running from baseline to baseline, corner to corner. Is really hard to guard her, and then just attack the basket and shoot a pull up is an honor to be playing on being on the team with her now. And she's just her energy is great. Nikki's energy is great off the court, on the court. She's very positive. So I enjoy playing with Nikki. It's also my best friend, so I mean we get along in many ways.
Gotta love that. Big shout out to Nikki Avery. She's gonna be
And
doing.
it's Niki. It's not two K's, James.
Oh yeah.
No. Yeah. She'll
Um,
tell you, so I'm just letting you know.
Renee, give 'em your social media so they can follow you, keeping to know what you got going on.
My social media on Facebook and Instagram is Renee Taylor 3_, and on Facebook is just Renee Taylor, and my nonprofit is T3 Sports NYC on Instagram and Facebook.
Oh, you know what? I can't let you leave without talking about your nonprofit though. Just before we wrap up, just going a little bit about that and everything that you've been doing.
Yeah, I started my nonprofit in 2014. Basically, I was playing basketball and overseas, and just you get a lot of time to think to yourself. And I figured I didn't have anyone growing up to show me the way and direct me. So I'm figuring I can't be the only one like that. So me and my partner just decided to try and be an outlet to some of these girls, and show them the way and bring people on board to show them a way. So we have basketball clinics, we have all-star games, we have panels where we just have mentors there to guide them, answer questions, and just give them away and direct them, help them on and off the court.
Dope. So no more questions, but I'm just gonna throw these comments up here. Um, Renee says, "Great show," and Renee, good luck in all that you do.
Thank you.
Um,
Same to you.
and Will said, "My chick, no BS rappers. Will likes your rapper list." And
Put the hoop
last,
baller scoop. Put hoop baller scoop comment up there. Yeah.
saving it for last.
Yep.
Paula Scoop says, Renee Taylor, glad I got to know your journey. I love how Real Fans Real Talk brings hoopers on we maybe didn't know about. Enjoyed it. Y'all have a blessed night. Um,
Appreciate it. Thank you.
y'all have a blessed night as well. We appreciate y'all, of course, as always, for tuning in. Renee, you want to give us a final thought?
I appreciate y'all for having me. This is definitely, I could agree with Hoop Ballers. This is definitely something dope. Nikki was on here not too long ago, and I heard some of her interview, and I like the freestyle how y'all got it here with the questions and just being in touch with the fans and the hoopers, and y'all are interacting as well. So I think it's a dope thing y'all got going on here, and I appreciate y'all having me.
Absolutely. And shout out to the supporters because they do their homework. They was asking about the
Yeah,
awards.
yeah,
I said,
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
know
yeah,
about
yeah.
that
I forgot about them. I forgot. Yeah, definitely do their history. You can't come on here slacking. They gonna get you.
Pool, we working on it. Pool, we working on it. We got some stuff in the works. All right, we know we working on it. We got some more surprises that's gonna be coming y'all way soon. So just make sure that y'all stay tuned in with us. Follow us on either Instagram or on Facebook so y'all can be in the know of what's going on next. Eric, final thought.
As always, man, thank you to all the supporters, man. You guys been in here sending great questions, comments, and interacting, so we greatly appreciate it. You could be anywhere in the world on a Sunday night, man. You rocking with us, so we greatly appreciate it. Renee Taylor, thank you for taking time to rock with us as well. It was great having this opportunity to speak to you.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. With
All
that
right.
being said, for myself, Trip Young, my brother Eric Sanchez, aka Legend in Two Games, and the legend Renee Taylor, we up out of here.
Thank you.
Peace. Shout out to Pooh. I seen your comment up there, Pooh. Let me okay. Listen, man, we
Pooh, you started that.
word because you supposed to
You
bring the
was
food. You
right.
did,
You was engaging, and then you got,
and we better be invited to Thanksgiving dinner too when you bring all the food up, Pooh. All right. Shout out to y'all, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. See y'all.